Thanks for clicking on this video. My name's Darren and this is Electro Savvy, where we talk about electricity, tools, and tech. I wanted to do a follow-up on a camera that I have. I forgot about beast of a camera, and that would be the Sony Alpha A7C Mark I, the original. I can't say enough good things about it. It's been great for me. This is my experience with this camera, and this is the Sony A7C. It's such a cool looking camera. I think out of all the camera designs, I really love this thing. I love the silver, and I have the Rokinon 35mm f1.8. This lens fits this camera just fine. It's compact. It has the aperture that I'm looking for with that f1.8, so you can get that blurry background, and it's very short and light. It's a great lens. You know, it's not a G-Master lens, but let me tell you, this thing can take some sharp pictures, and it can definitely do a talking head video just fine. Is the A7C still good enough for 2024? Alright, so this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my tripod and I'm going to put my Sony ZV-10 out there in the yard, and I am going to walk and take pictures with this camera. I think that would be a good start. So I'm gonna kind of showcase how good the ZV-10 is for video, and I'm also going to showcase how good this camera can take pictures. Now the lenses that I'm going to use is two prime lenses. I don't know if you noticed the lens that I have here, but this is a Viltrox 20mm. This is one of their new AF lenses. This lens was $158, and I'm sure if you know anything about this lens, you already know that, but wow, this lens is really good for $158. Another lens I'm going to use is the Rokinon AF f1.8. Another awesome little lens. It's a 35mm f1.8. So we're going to use both those lenses. They're full frame lenses on this camera. I'm shooting with a Sigma 16 on the Sony ZV-10. I'm gonna start by taking some pictures out here, and I'm gonna pan this video just to show you what I'm actually taking a picture of, and it's absolutely beautiful in my backyard. There's a cow field. Sunsets are amazing back here because there's no trees in this back field. I have a lot of trees in my yard, but let me go ahead and pan this camera around. Back here, this is just a gleaming, beautiful field, and I'm gonna walk up to this fence and I'm gonna take a picture of this field. I'm gonna take some pictures of this weeping willow. Starting to pick up, but I'm taking pictures of these cypress knees and some of the cypress balls. So the cypress balls are how a cypress tree seeds, and they grow on the end of the cypress tree stem, and they're usually green when they first start, and then they turn brown. Alright guys, so what do you think so far? And how about that ZVE10? Does it have pretty good video or what? That's an excellent little camera. I would grab it for something like this any day. But I'm going to take a couple more pictures down this fence line. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the shots that I've taken just in my yard. I'm just taking pictures of leaves and trees and of landscape. So I'm waiting for that sunset and I'm going to make sure I get it. Now it's starting to get a little cloudy. I did have a much bluer sky when I started, but I think we're still going to get some interesting pictures. Alright, so I'm going to go down this fence line, take a few more shots. Oh, and I do want to point out the Rokinon AF 35mm f1.8, and I have a K&F Concept variable ND filter, so it goes from ND 2 to 200. Perfect for this. Wow, still recording. That little ZVE10, man. I'm telling you, 4K. It's been recording, I know, for 30 minutes solid without stopping. I got stuck on the fence over there. There was a dragonfly. I thought it was dead because it was just stuck on the barbed wire. And I was shooting it, and then all of a sudden, it flew off. So it wasn't dead. Alright guys, you're still hanging in there. What do you think about the ZVE10? Does this video quality look pretty good? I've got the Sigma 16, the infamous Sigma 16 f1.4. That is a lens that I'm always carrying, and I always have it attached to that camera. A wider angle on this video where you can see more of what's going on behind me. So far so good. I'm losing some sunlight here, I can see that. For the full frame camera, I'm going to shoot with the Rokinon 35mm f1.8. Excellent lens, it's got the aperture that I like. If you want that blurry background, it can definitely give you that bokeh and that object separation. And I'm going to use this lens, this super wide lens. This is a Viltrox 20mm f2.8. This is an awesome lens for 158 bucks. The Rokinon lens that I was just talking about, I got that one on sale for about $258. So that was a good deal for that one too. And this is brand new. This is not used. These lenses cost that brand new. Now on the Sony ZV-10, I'm going to be using a Sigma 18-50 f2.8 and their Sigma 16 f1.4 prime lens. Now the 18-50 2.8, that is one of my favorite lenses for the APS-C lineup. Now that Sigma 16, love that lens too. You're gonna see when I get out here in these yards. I'm gonna take some of the landscape, some flowers. We just had this big rainy day, and I think half of my video is gonna be right before it rained. Today, it's nice and blue and beautiful and sunny. So let's get moving and go out and about. Alright, so I'm outside at my shop and I'm gonna be taking some pictures behind me. There is an older house right next to my shop that has live oak trees, and I'm going to take a couple of shots out that way, and I'm going to pan the camera where you can kind of see what I'm talking about. About that ZV-E10, is the color good? And the Rode Video Micro 2, that's what I'm using. It's just a shotgun mic. I haven't used it very many times. I usually have my lavalier mic on when I'm doing my videos, but I decided to use it because I've had it for a couple of months and I haven't really been putting it to use, and I was wondering how the sound quality is outside. There's cars moving around, it's pretty loud out here, and you know, if it's got a good audio, I might use it more often. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pan this this video. I'm gonna pan this camera back, and I'm gonna show you the house that I'm gonna be shooting the landscape on. All right. Got me? Alright guys, boy, that little ZV-E10, man, it is so sticky. I can see it's got my eyes and my face. I'm gonna walk this direction and hopefully this little camera will record a little bit longer. The battery looks like it's getting low, but I'm gonna go ahead and take these shots. That was awesome. I got to take a couple of pictures of these old live oak trees. They're probably 80 years old. I don't think they're like 200 years old, but they're pretty big. Maybe one of them might be 100. But I can see the ZV-10 is still recording with 0 battery, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down and we're gonna go review this stuff. All right, so what did you think about all of this? In my honest opinion, the cameras that are made in the past 4 or 5 years are more than enough to take great photographs, to take great video. The A7C is one of those cameras where it is a hybrid camera. One of the strong points that I like about this camera is how well it fits on a gimbal. It's very light and it's missing the big EVF, so it's more square and flat-lined. On a gimbal, if you're shooting 4K video or some kind of cinematic video, is this camera still good enough for 2024? And the answer is yes. I think that this camera, if someone buys it in the next 3 years, it's still going to be a relevant camera because it's just so much technology is packed into this camera. If you could unlock the full potential of this camera, then you would know that it's relevant for 2024 and beyond. The same goes with the ZV-10, and I know there's an updated version that's coming, and a lot of people's questioning themselves if they should wait for the new ZV-10 or should they get this one. Well, I can tell you, if you want to start a YouTube channel and dabble in video and photography, the ZV-10 is also a really good hybrid camera. It's not weatherproofed or anything like that, but it is built well. I've heard people say it's built cheap. Well, you know, it's a plastic camera, but it's that kind of plastic that it feels premium. It's not a cheap feeling camera. It is light. It is made to be light. I'm glad it's light. One thing about the ZV-10, and anybody that's had this camera fell in love with it, it's some people's B camera. It's my B camera. Now that I have this camera, this is my A camera and that's my B camera. But the ZV-10 punches way above its weight class. You couldn't ask for a better 4K 24 video. It's a 24 megapixel sensor, APS-C. This is a 24 megapixel full frame sensor. And I think both of them take excellent photographs. The ZV-10 surprises me. I want to share this with you. I got this camera brand new in the box for a steal of the deal. And I know full frame sensors are better in low light. They have better depth of field. Usually the separation in between the subject and the background is better blurry background. But that's not always the case because they are making these crop sensor APS-C lenses that are 1.2 for $500. Viltrox has a 75mm that is unbelievable right now, and you can get that f1.2 blurry background with a Sony ZV-10. That is an excellent lens and it's an excellent value for what you're getting. I'm kind of getting off the subject here, but what I'm saying is if I would have paid full price for this camera when I got my Sony ZV-10, I probably would have been a little disappointed. And I'll tell you why. Because with the Sigma 16 and a lens like the Sigma 18-50 f2.8 versus these lenses, honestly, they both are taking excellent pictures. The photographs are so similar when you match up the aperture with an f1.4 or an f1.2 or even an f2.8. That Sony ZV-10 takes excellent pictures, and what I mean by being disappointed, you're thinking you're gonna blow the doors off of a camera like this that costs $600 brand new now with a camera that, you know, a couple of $1,000. Or like this camera, brand new, it's still 1,500 bucks, brand new. Both of these are budget cameras, but budget doesn't mean free. You know what I'm saying? So that little camera punches way above its weight class in so many ways. And like I said, looking at photographs that side by side, and I've done this, well, having both cameras side by side, this camera and the ZV-10, and taking photographs with lenses that match up a little bit, you know, I can dial in that sigma and you will get that background separation. I'm gonna tell you, both of them having apertures that are pretty low, there's not much difference there. You can look at photographs all day. That's just about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed me showing you these two cameras, which I absolutely love, and I think they are cameras that are good for anybody or any situation. They're both hybrid cameras. The Sony may have a little less options, but you know, it's actually a really awesome little camera, and it punches way above its weight class when it comes to value and abilities. A7C, I think highly of this camera. Beyond 2024, I think it's going to be a relevant camera. If you find it for a good deal like I did, or even if you purchase it for full price right now, which it is a lot lower than when it first came out at $1,800. Now you can get this thing brand new for about $1,300 to $1,400 and used anywhere from $900 to $1,200. I think it's an excellent buy. And if you like this video today, please hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell. Like this video if you can. My name's Darren, and this is Electro Savvy. I'll see you in the next video.